Now that your stencil is washed out, you're ready to dry it. Here are our top tips. First things first, you want to make sure that you're always drying your stencils with the clear backer on. So this backer is going to protect your stencil while it's drying, protect that adhesive layer. So if you're just making your stencil for the first time, that backer should already be on your stencil, so then you just go ahead and dry it. If you have just used your stencil and you just washed off the paint or ink, then you're just going to want to return this backer to your stencil before drying it. This will help to keep that adhesive stickier for longer. Regardless of which method you use to dry your stencil, you're going to want to blot off the excess water off of your stencil first before drying it. This is really going to help speed up the dry time. So just take a paper towel or a microfiber cloth and just blot off or wipe off that extra moisture. And once the extra water is blotted off, you're ready to dry your stencil. So of course you can just leave it laying flat on your countertop or table or wherever. You can also use a baking rack or something similar if you're short on space to stack your stencils vertically. Or you can also stick them in a window and let them dry. Sometimes this will dry them faster depending on how sunny it is outside. If you do use the window method, just make sure that clear backer is on your stencil because otherwise the adhesive will stick to your window like glue. A few other drying methods that we've seen used in the Ikonart Crafters group on Facebook is just hanging them with hangers and clips. This can save on a lot of space as well, especially if you're making stencils in bulk. You can also use a food dehydrator to speed up the process or a fan or hair dryer. We just recommend if you are using one of these methods to just keep the temperature on low. You do not want to use high heat, that can warp your stencils. You'll know your stencil is completely dry when it's all one uniform color. If you see any spots or discoloration on your stencil where some parts look darker than others or it has little fish eyes or something like that, that means your stencil simply isn't dry enough and you just have to let it dry a little bit longer. Generally, we say that if you're just letting your stencil air dry, it'll take around 45 minutes. However, that of course will be affected by the humidity, the temperature, and the airflow in your room. This video is part of our Ikonart 101 series where we break down each part of the stencil making process into their own video. If you want to see the whole series, you can check out this playlist right here and make sure to subscribe and click that notification bell so you get notified every time we upload.